If winning NBA championships was easy, then every NBA team would do it. We all know it's easier said than done. What we also know is that some of the best players of all time went their entire careers without ever experiencing the chance to come close to winning a championship, let alone securing a title. This past summer, to the disappointment of many players and fans alike, Kevin Durant made a wild decision by signing with the Golden State Warriors in hopes his name would not be associated with any of those players who never had a ring. In his mind, it was either he would become a champion or be known as a failure. This was the only choice he believed was necessary to get that ring. Yet, as many of us have witnessed before, even great teams have potential to fail at being, well, great. Although many people, including me, believe that the addition of KD makes the Warriors an even greater force than ever before, there are still many reasons not to guarantee them this year's championship. In fact, it wouldn't surprise me if Durant actually never won a title. Just a heads up guys, throughout this video there will be times where you hear this noise. This just means that I'm talking about another reason why KD won't win another championship. So basically, each swoosh is another reason. So without further ado, let's take a look at the reasons why Kevin Durant will not win an NBA championship in 2017. Welcome to NBA Insider. The Warriors' offense this year has a chance to be one of the greatest in NBA history. In their first 36 games of the 2016-2017 NBA season, they had a top offensive rating while averaging 117.5 points per game. More importantly, the team has shown their willingness to share the ball, averaging an NBA best 31.2 assists per game. So what's the problem? As Kevin Durant himself said, sometimes we can overpass a bit. The Warriors have a habit of passing the ball around too much. Sometimes these passes are completely unnecessary. While the team is so focused on overpassing the ball, they are giving up quality shots in an attempt to find the perfect look. Sure, when this is working, it shows great team chemistry, but when it's not, it's simply another example of a team trying to get too fancy. And everyone knows sometimes simple basketball is better basketball. Right now, we're just in the regular season, so they might be able to get away with this. However, when playoff time comes, this is the last thing the Warriors want to get caught doing. Kevin Durant didn't join the Warriors this offseason because he liked the depth of the bench players. He took his talents to Golden State to team up with Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green. With the power of these four combined, Golden State constructed one of the most lethal starting lineups the NBA has ever seen. Unfortunately, it didn't come without a price. On last season's 73-9 team, 11 Warrior players averaged at least 11.6 minutes per game. This year, that number dropped to 9. This might not seem like a big deal at the moment. After all, the Warriors hold the best record in the NBA this season. However, I believe that support from the bench is extremely important to a team's success in the postseason. After losing players such as Brandon Rush, Leandro Barbosa, Maurice Bates, and Festus Ezeli, the Warriors are bound to feel the pain of this mistake. If not now, then in the playoffs for sure. Although the Warriors averaged 36.2 defensive rebounds per game and 46.2 total rebounds per game last season, the team's lack of height, size, and length will definitely hurt them in the postseason. A perfect example of this is when the Warriors lost from a 3-1 lead to the Thunder in the Western Conference Finals last season. When we take a look at this season's roster, it's hard not to see the same thing happening again. The Warriors are an amazing shooting team, we all know this, but the team only has 4 players who are at least 6'10". This limits their ability to just 36 defensive rebounds per game and 45.1 total rebounds per game, a pretty obvious decrease from last season. If the Golden State Warriors ever find themselves in a position where their shots aren't dropping, this lack of size and muscle could lead to the team's failure. It's been 2 years since Kevin Durant suffered the foot injury that allowed him to play just 27 games during the 2014-2015 season. Although he came back stronger the following season, you never know the long-term effects of this sort of injury. Especially now that he found himself as an even more efficient player as a member of the Warriors, it's definitely something to pay attention to. A Jones fracture is not something to take lightly. It has ruined the careers of many superstars before. For the sake of the Golden State Warriors, hopefully Durant is able to remain injury-free for this season and for the rest of his career. But then again, the NBA can sometimes get intense, especially in the postseason, so you never know. Many NBA fans were extremely upset when Durant signed with the Warriors. Many talked about everything from his disloyalty to the Thunder to his desperate need to chase a ring. Durant tried to make it seem as if he didn't care what others thought, but we all know the truth. Durant has been a favorite player of many fans ever since he first entered the league. Part of that had to do with his ability to take a weak OKC team and turn it into a title contender. Joining a super team like the Warriors completely changed the conversation, and not for the better. In his entire career, KD's never been portrayed as a villain before. He's never had to deal with the amount of negativity like he is now, but after a while, it certainly will take an effect on him. Just ask LeBron James. Right now, there are many teams that fans talk about when the topic of the best in the West comes into play. Some of these teams include the Warriors, Spurs, and Rockets. But don't get it twisted. The Western Conference is full of talented young players and they are hungry to show the world what they are capable of. Sure, the Pelicans have Anthony Davis, but in my opinion, a team like the Minnesota Timberwolves with an arsenal of Andrew Wiggins, Karl Anthony Towns, Zach LaVine, and Chris Dunn will definitely show out. Just an update guys, Zach LaVine actually got injured by the time I'm making this video, so things aren't looking too good for the Timberwolves. But Kevin Durant's opportunity of gaining a championship with the Golden State Warriors may not last as long as he would like, especially with all these talented teams filled with eager players fighting for the same attention. If he can't win a title now, will he ever? From what it looks like so far, the Eastern Conference belongs to LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers. As much as they don't want to admit it, this is not a good thing for the Golden State Warriors, especially not for Kevin Durant. In last year's finals, the Cavs have beaten the Warriors 4 consecutive times. The abuse the team faced in that matchup seriously messed them up. If KD joined the Warriors to win titles, which we all know is the reason he did, he's looking at something else because the title could easily return back to LeBron and the Cavs this year. The Warriors are easily included in the list of the best 3-point shooting teams in the league. They put up roughly 31 3-pointers per night and make an average of 11.8 per game. When all shooters on the team are on fire, the Warriors are almost impossible to stop. However, in reality, this does not happen all the time. Being a team that relies mostly on shooting is risky. There's no telling when you're going to get cold, and some good defensive teams know how to force you into taking bad shots. We've seen this happen to the Warriors before. Adding an extra shooter like KD to the mix, no matter how talented he is, could cause problems down the line. The Warriors are currently doing a nice job of sharing the spotlight with their 3 best shooters. Klay Thompson leads the league in field goals per game with 17.3, followed by Durant with 17 and Curry with 16.9. Steve Kerr has to love this as the team doesn't appear to be in favor of one player. However, can the team really keep this chemistry going on forever? Golden State has 4 All-Stars in the starting lineup and just 1 basketball to go around. This seems like a good problem to have until it's not. When it comes to crunch time, who will have the ball in their hands? Will it be Steph? Will it be Durant? Will it be a combination of the two? And what's going to be Klay's role? Sometimes having many options is the worst option of them all. The Golden State Warriors are expected to win the NBA championship this year. At least that was what everyone was expecting the moment Durant signed with them. This means that anything short of a title is considered a massive failure for both him and the franchise. That sort of pressure can be really hard to handle. The Warriors basically have a bullseye on their back now. Each and every night, teams come at them harder than ever before, all with the intention of destroying this so-called super team. The Warriors, along with Durant, will either rise to the occasion or give into the pressure. Only time will tell. And that concludes the video. As always, if you enjoyed this video and would like to see more content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. If I made any mistakes or missed anything that you felt should have been included, let me know. Also, if you have any recommendations for future videos, such as interesting stories or topics like this, please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. As always, thanks for watching NBA Insider.